enjoying
Like, people will probably say now, like, the age I'm at, oh, what are you doing podcasting for? I'm like, because I enjoy it.
There's loads of women that do that. Like, boys, if he's got a podcast, then you know what
Red flag.
Is red flag. Why has every boy got a microphone? Like, bro,
But then you're screaming that you want men to talk.
I don't get that.
You want men to talk more.
I think it's good for men to have a platform where they can talk, whether it's serious, it's banter or whatever. They're talking.
What do these people do that talk about being serious and never having fun? What do you just do? What do you do? Like,
yeah, but it gets boring.
Stare at a wall.
It gets boring.
Stare at a wall. What? Have sex? What else?
I know you're a fan of him.
You say
Every
that.
girl's a fan of Drake.
No, don't do that. Let me just adjust my mic.
See, now you're... Okay,
Don't do that because you lot will sit... Hello? Yeah. You lot will sit there and
Like
be
you could
like...
hear yourself.
I don't know, I thought I could hear the echo, but I didn't. You lot will sit there and be like, oh, yeah, females love Drake. And you think that I'm a big fan of Drake. Obviously, I've seen him on tour twice. And that's when it was
Twice,
Drake. No, but that was like...
What's that like?
When was the...
2010 onwards.
Is
yeah,
that the,
and you're trying to make me feel away.
Is that the Hotline Bling Drake?
On purpose. What's that album?
Okay, so that's...
What's the album again? When he's sitting on top of the thing.
Oh,
Views.
The
So,
Views.
yeah.
Yeah.
No,
That
is it
just
that
sounds
one?
mad sitting up on top of the thing. But
Was
yeah.
it Views?
Yeah, it was Views.
Yeah.
Yeah. Turn a 9 to a sign. No, turn a 6 to a sign is a 9.
It
now.
was. I'm sure it was that, and then the tour
That's
he
all.
did before that.
So that's...
Anything after that,
before
no.
Views
To be honest.
Nothing was the same?
Nothing was the same, yeah.
I'm guessing.
To be honest,
I'm pretty
he's
sure
only
it was
done. He hasn't done any new tours in the UK.
I wouldn't know. Don't care.
He's
Turn
always
the
said
O2, turn the O2 into 03. When he put the O2 into 03. That's the last tour I saw from Drake.
Actually,
Why 03?
Why was it?
I don't know. I think it's...
It was something-
number. I don't know.
Something to do with
Toronto.
yeah, something to do with that.
Anyway.
But literally for his tour, it was 03, and I found that at the time was cool. In answer to your question,
Nothing was the same in Views. So.
yeah, they're the two ones I saw. I can't be fucked with Drake, to be honest.
So
because
you liked Drake from basically 2010 to 2016.
up to Views, I think.
Up to Views, and then Scorpion came after that.
Scorpion. I was like,
Scorpion's
yeah.
where he went a bit for me. Anyway.
I was okay with the album, but my last favorite album would have been Views because I banged that out, and that's when I liked Drake's music. I don't have a problem with him now. Like each their own. You do whatever you want to. Now he's just a fool.
Scorpion. Scorpion for me weren't. I think I stopped liking Drake after. I've only ever liked one Drake album, to be fair, and that's Nothing Was the Same.
Is that the blue cover?
Yeah, that's the one with Furthest Thing.
Or Take Care as well. Take Care was alright.
Yes, you know what? For me, I just can't get into Drake. Like I don't know where it is.
I don't like.
I think
I
my
can't listen
favorite
to a
album
whole
might have
album
been
of him.
Views.
I'll just get so bored.
Because
Yeah, I know what you mean.
I could get into J.Cole, for example.
I love that man.
He was my favorite rapper at a stage. But yeah, Drake, not Drake.
Not a fan.
You just have to just say Wagwan Delilah. That's it. Sometimes.
But then J. Cole's got a verse now that everyone's laughing at as well.
Grippy.
Yeah, the grippy. It's grippy. But yeah, I think in that verse he was trying to be a bit current. Because I think in the song there's a part where the guy's like,
awful.
I don't want to talk about Marnie. I don't think I'm talking about Marnie. And then his one was like grippy to be catchy, but it didn't work.
It didn't work.
Yeah.
Anyway, how are you, Kay?
Do you know what? I'm alright.
Just alright?
I am healing. But we'll get obviously we can get into that. But I'm in a space where I'm just, do you know what? I want to say healing, more reflecting. And there's always that time.
So some introspection.
In a year that I get when I need to self-reflect. I'm doing a lot of self-reflection.
Okay.
Obviously, with things that have gone on as well, just a bit of healing, but a lot of self-reflection. And, just I've observed and viewed, no pun on Drake, but some things.
Mm-hmm.
But, I think overall, I can't complain. I'm doing well at work and stuff like that, which is always a plus for me. I get nothing but positive feedback. It's been my first month in my new role.
Yeah,
it's been good. But yeah, just I'm mellow. I'm level headed, I'd say.
How are you, Gabs?
Yeah, no, I'm doing good, man. I'm just kind of preparing for a big change in my life because obviously, you know, end of this month, studio
Lock off.
lock off.
Gone again.
But I'm in the process of getting somewhere else sorted out. So hopefully that's sorted out within the next couple of weeks. So I'm only away from the studio for like a month because I need it for what I do. And yeah, man. So kind of sorting that out. And yeah. I don't know, man. It's a tough one when you ask people nowadays like how they're doing in the UK.
Yeah, that's
Like,
why I have
it's
to give a
such
long-winded
It's
answer.
a difficult answer because it's not a happy place, man. It's not a happy place. I think you can just really just roll with the punches.
Right?
That's the way I look at it.
I hear you.
I'm happy-ish.
But that's humans though. You can always be happier.
100%.
You can always be. You can always find something to be like, oh, but I wish.
I think
or I hope.
I think we're a bit too privileged when I think about it. To be honest.
Too
Because,
privileged?
Yeah, I think we've got the things we complain about are things that people in other countries would wish they.
See, I used to be one of them people that used to complain about normally
Yeah.
everything. Now I'm just. I don't know if it's an age thing or just I just got to the point where I'm just like, yeah, is what it is.
Maybe the therapy's helped.
Therapy has definitely helped me.
Yeah, I need to.
It's definitely mellowed me out.
How's your week been?
I was gonna ask the
It's
same
been
thing.
interesting because I was off work for like a week and a half.
Okay,
Holiday, birthday.
Okay.
I went
Out here, boy.
Friday. I went to Lanzarote.
Yes. How was that?
Nice.
Because
You know what? His hotel, I was like,
My hotel was.
I wanted to
the
see more.
Shit.
but he was like back in my hotel room. I said, look at this bad bee. Just wanted to show
No,
us
the hotel room
the
was
floor
large.
to ceiling windows. I
Just
said,
so-
wow.
just so I can understand, right? Lanzarote is
It's not too far away from Morocco.
so it's so from what I understand.
It's on the Spanish
north-
islands, though.
It's
I
basically Africa. It is Africa.
Kinda like.
But
I
it's
thought
like-
it was.
It's the connection
Spanish
between.
island.
I think it's 300 miles away from Morocco.
So basically, it's the journey that the Moors would have made towards.
I'm
Spain.
dumb. I
Yeah.
thought it was
Yeah.
pretty borderline Spain, Spanish islands.
I used to think that, but no.
But there's Moroccans that speak Spanish.
yeah,
And when
it's,
you think
it's
of like
very
in history,
confusing.
the Moors travelled
but
to Spain.
I thought
I'll be honest,
Malta was
Yeah,
on
North
the,
the weather was nice.
Italian
Like
islands.
sometimes it was like 23, 24, but it felt hotter, and you're like, wait a second, this is like some serious heat, and it's not even like the hot time
My
yet.
guy said that about Tenerife, and they're the same.
Yeah.
In what lifetime has Mark gone on a holiday before me and we're in March? No,
I was wearing shorts and everything.
June.
boy. The legs were out.
Living the life, man.
But
You deserve
no,
it, man.
Can't
no,
believe
it was interesting the fact that it's the first holiday I've ever gone on with my brother,
Oh right, which
y'all
one? Your
cute together, you know.
Jaden, who's been here.
Oh yeah, okay, cool.
My other younger one, he wanted to come.
Jaden, he was on my train.
Shout out Jaden.
Yeah, this is mad. I text him like, yeah,
was like,
I always know where you are.
This. I was like, I can see Jaden, he's on my train. And then what I was going to do is like, look. But I thought, that's creepy. Because he can't see me.
Someone's done that at Carnival.
Yeah, no.
They took a picture of him. He's like, I see your brother.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that. But I was like, I can see your brother.
But,
so yeah, shout out to Jaden.
Yeah, so it was a nice time, like, for us to like just be on holiday together and just chill. He didn't get on my nerves.
Usually.
No, like I have good relationship with all my siblings.
Which is
Oh,
good,
you just
which is
thinking
very important.
being in a different environment on holiday with someone, it's natural that it might happen.
How was the food?
The food was nice.
Is it more
Yeah.
like paella and stuff like that?
No, you can get a mixture of anything.
Oh.
Get a mixture of anything. But I think the highlight was when we went on like a tour through the volcanoes,
Okay.
up to the mountains and stuff. That was
that would look
sick.
nice.
Like literally, it just made me appreciate just the opportunity to travel and just experience different things.
100%, man. I think as well that's one thing I'm even lacking. Just haven't had the time to
You
leave
got
the
sometimes
country,
you got to make
but I
time.
need to.
Like I really thought I wasn't gonna go on holiday because my brother lost his passport and it took a while for him to get it back. And then I was just thinking it's not gonna happen. And then we found a deal. It was a decent price. I was like, all right, let's go. Booked. We're going. And
Good.
no, I'm so happy that I went. It's just like at times I could just don't have to worry about anything. I could just chill and relax. And yeah, the hotel was banging. The views were great. But the mountain thing,
Those floor-to-ceiling windows.
Like I was on eye level with clouds. Like that's how high up I was, and I was just like, "This is weird."
How did you get that high up? Like
Roads, coach. We took a coach, and the roads are narrow. Kind of like countryside
but
Jamaica.
just about to say, was it like
So like
them narrow
sometimes
roads?
the coach is like bibbing to make sure no one else is coming the other way. I'm just like, nah, and like just slowly turning.
Do you know what I always think about? I think about like GTA, like tipping off the.
Yep.
Yeah, I think of that.
Yeah.
Gabs, that's what I was thinking. I was
Yeah.
thinking.
I think of that all the time.
If this goes,
Yeah.
done out here.
Man. Like, not even GTA, like Fast and Furious, because I know there's a few scenes where they do that in the little roads.
But
So I'm
yeah,
like-
if anyone's listening or watching this right now, you'll realize it's just me and Kadia.
Princess.
Reese is not here, nor is Mr. O. We still have Gabs in the building, and this is episode 202.
Oh yeah.
I wanted to kick it off on something that I saw. Hey, the boxing's shit, man. Cha. Anyway, we'll talk about that another time.
boxing?
Boxing, man.
Oh yeah.
That was so crap.
Eddie Hearn got flogged though.
Seriously flogged. All right.
I have to, can I
X-
say something on that.
What?
I fell asleep.
I was in a different country.
I fell asleep before it even started because I was tired and I was like, all right, cool. I was like, wake me up when
Foolish boy comes
Dubois
on.
comes on. What's his
Dubois.
Oh, the bar did his thing.
Because I was like, if I want to see anything,
I don't rate him as a boxer, though.
The last two. Did the guy wake me up?
You wanted to see Wilder.
I wanted to see Dubois and I wanted to see Wilder. Just
Man
those
got
two.
knocked into a different dimension. Where am I?
Oh, don't even wake me up.
I'm
so I didn't
vexed
get
that,
to see
like,
it.
Not vexed, but I was lucky enough to be in Lanzarote when Real Madrid were playing Dortmund.
So even that final, I didn't
Oh
enjoy it,
yeah.
man.
I didn't enjoy it.
I thought that was very dead. That was a dead
Yeah,
game. I
it's
ended up turning it off, and that's probably what made me tired because I watched that
'cause
before.
that made me tired.
Because I was like, oh,
If I didn't have people in the studio with me at the time, I would have. Yeah, the game was boring.
love a bit of football.
So X, formerly known as Twitter, but everyone still calls it Twitter.
Yep.
They're planning to update policy to officially allow porn and sexual content on their sites.
They've always allowed it though.
I
why
thought
can't they?
there's always been porn on there.
Yeah, so
I don't know, like more porn.
I don't know what they mean. Yeah, they thought, but there's even more porn since this whole X thing. Every
Yeah,
time you
like
click on something, it's So I don't even use I can't even.
Sometimes
use it.
it'll be like a
Yeah.
picture, normal picture, and then on the thread, porn.
It's mad porn.
And I'm just like, whoa.
It'll be like it's just random stuff like I don't it's an app I don't even use. Like it's just weird.
I love a bit of X, but it's just weird.
Elaborate on that, big bro.
Twitter.
Okay.
What other X is there?
Yeah,
I don't know.
where you
I don't know. I was reaching.
No, it's
that
because
one.
Yeah, you was
you know,
definitely
I
reaching.
see where you were reaching to, and I kind of got it.
I love a bit
And
of
you
X.
tried to grab her when she's reaching.
I try and reach as well. Might have
is it?
slipped whilst we was trying to get.
Oh,
to
so
it.
you slipped when you reached.
Yeah, it happens.
Did you drop the soap?
Oh my god. Oh my god.
I'm just asking
I
questions.
can't remember the last time I used. Oh no, I'm chatting crap.
No. Finish your sentence.
Do you use?
I was gonna
do you
say bar
soap?
soap. I use
Bar
like
soap.
black soap for my face and that.
Do you know what? Okay, can we
That's
just
the bar
talk
one
about
I
this?
use.
I use bar soap, and everybody else says they don't use it anymore. I use shower gel. I use both,
It's better. I think bar soap is.
I like
better.
bar
'cause you get,
soap.
like natural ones.
and I'll
I've
use
got like a natural shea butter one.
I'll
That's
use
the one
like
I
a
got for my
Dove.
face. It's called Doudou au son.
Oh,
Use that for my face. Like
Beg your pardon?
your face when you
It's
said
called
that was funny.
Doudou au son.
Is it African? Nigerian?
Yeah, Doudou au son.
Do you know
Does
why I
it
knew
stink?
that? Because the
No, it
pronunciation.
smells like it's like tropical-ish.
The only thing with soap I don't like is like when you finish with it, it just doesn't look presentable.
Yeah, it don't look
No,
presentable.
it does because I put it neatly in the soap. I'm a bit weird.
You got a
You
soap
rinse it.
dish.
I use I've got a soap dish, and I will use the soap dish a certain way. I use the Dove one, so I don't use. You're gonna think you're psycho. I don't use the top bit because it's got the Dove logo, and it just looks neat still. So I'll pick up the soap a certain way.
So you use the bottom of the
I'll use it like that.
Use the bottom of it.
Stop it. I'll do that. Use the soap, and then I'll
Use
put
the
it back
bottom
in
of
the
the
soap
soap?
dish. But I rinse the soap off and put it in
So
the
it's
soap dish.
shiny when you rinse it off. Basically.
Yeah, like some people just use the soap and just what.
But you know what
I have to use it a certain way.
And I have to be careful the way I say this,
And
right?
I only use Dove. Imperial leather? Hell no.
No, Dove's got the best deodorant as well. It smells the best.
No,
Same.
sure. Are you sure?
Nah.
Dove's the best. Dove's the best.
Dove.
Yeah, Dove.
Roll on and
Sure,
spray.
roll on.
Sure, I don't know about sure.
Sure, roll-on's actually nice, but Dove roll
No,
on.
I
No,
used to
because
use
the one time I switched deodorants,
Do you use the
No.
Dove powder, the pink one?
Nah, but I can't.
the
I
original
don't know
blue
if
one.
this is TMI, but I can't use sprays because it gives me like bumps and that.
A lot of people
I
can't.
can only use the roll-ons.
Well, roll-on's still
well,
nice.
why
though.
did you make that hand gesture into the roll-on?
He said I
You know
couldn't
what?
use the
Yeah,
roll-on.
my hands down.
He's getting kind of
I
grippy
like-
there.
You know, one time I showered with Femfresh.
He was getting kind of grippy, wasn't he?
I showered with Femfresh once. It's smelling like pumps all day.
Was you?
Pumps.
You don't smell like pumps, so you're so
It was
dumb.
good. No, it was nice.
Why did you use Femfresh?
Because I was looking for showers that ran out. Mum had to, grab it. There we go.
Femfresh ain't bad. You can just you.
I
Of course
thought
you
it's
can use
smelling
it.
like pumps.
You ain't. It doesn't smell like pumps. It doesn't smell like anything. It's not meant to.
Speaking
have
of
smell.
pumps,
Yes, sorry.
Oh.
the male birth control applied as a gel to shoulders works faster than any other methods.
Yes, I wanted to touch on that with you
Deep
guys.
dive, please. I beg you.
Well, I put a few notes on this one because I knew I'd forget.
Can men
exactly what I
be
wanted to say.
trusted with this?
That is the first thing, because don't you remember when it came out last year? I think that they was gonna have a male birth control, whatever, blah 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 blah. I was very much like, to be honest, at one end I'm like, good, because then men need to know what it feels like to have to take birth control all the time. But then, on the second note, not good, because do you think I'm gonna trust a man to be like, no, I've got my birth control, babe, I've taken it. Do you know what I mean? So. That's what I was trying to say. When this was announced last year, obviously we did share our views. Now this new research that they've got here that I can see has come to light. I just want to know, how do you men feel about it in the sense of, because it basically, I read about it a bit more and it said it's in studies, and because you apply it as a gel, I think it has to be on the shoulder, to work faster than other methods, but the trial was showing, and what it is doing is it reduces the sperm count, and what do you think that's gonna? How would you feel about that for lifetime or long term?
Yeah, but to reduce the sperm count, 1 or 2 sperms can still make it.
Right, but I'm saying it reduces sperm count. But don't you think on top of that, it's not going to be a bit worrying, because what if it reduces your sperm count
And
after
testosterone.
taking it, and your testosterone. And also, ain't you worried that you're just not going to be able to, eventually at a certain point, just not be able to reproduce?
I'll be so real with you. Guys won't do it. Guys aren't comfortable with the idea of messing with their hormones.
Yeah. I wouldn't want my partner to mess with his hormones, not gonna lie.
Women shouldn't be comfortable with it, but they are, because they are because the medical scientists and
it's been for such a long time now.
Yeah, they've made it seem normal.
Yeah.
Messing with your hormones as a woman is not normal, but they've made it seem normal, especially for black women, because there's loads of results that show that all of these things affect black women worse. But there's, I'm not surprised. But
me personally, I hate it. So
hate what? Birth control.
Messing with my hormones. Obviously, again, I'm like, women would be like, we have to make this choice because this is what, as women, we're the ones that reproduce. Obviously, men reproduce, but I'm saying we're the ones that.
You say you have to, but do you?
We don't have to, because you can. But my thing is, obviously,
take time.
Take me easy.
Yeah.
Take body gal.
Obviously, we've all been there. It's like I've sometimes.
What do you mean we all been there?
There's been times when I haven't been.
What do you mean by that?
There's times when I haven't been on birth control, and I've been like, yeah, we're just gonna have to take time.
Yeah.
And it's been fine, but sometimes there's just that peace of mind that you're on birth control. However, when you get to a certain age, like me, and you're with your partner for God knows how long, and you ain't got kids yet, and you don't want to have kids yet, and you're on birth control. I had the implant in for 3 years, then out 3 years again. I had it consistent. Well, that's 6 years.
Did you notice a change when you had it?
Yeah, weight change. Anything to do with hormones, whether it's, I've tried all sorts
Could
of
be weight,
contraception.
migraines.
It changes
varies.
my behaviour.
Spots,
No, the pill
flares.
changed my behaviour. One of the pills made me flare up, so I never took that. Because I've never really had bad skin, do you know what I mean?
Mm.
And then, my hormones was through the roof, crying, but then my body got used to the implant, and then I was just like, I'm just going to have to work with what I've got. So I just obviously made sure that I you know, couldn't be as lazy as I usually do because the weight gain was on more. And obviously, since I've been on it, weight's up and down. Only this year have I started to see my weight fluctuate and then it'll go back down. I am not doing the birth control. I am doing normal, not that everyone needs to know this, normal old school forms of contraception for now. Because I believe that I need to take breaks.
Pull-out method?
No.
No. Yeah. Get me? That's works.
You know, you can't really say yes on air, but no.
Yeah,
no, in all seriousness.
We understood what you meant.
In all seriousness, obviously I'm comfortable in that sense because obviously I'm with my partner.
Someone who's been.
It's not. Do you know what I mean? And I'm just like, look, if it's meant to happen, it will happen.
What happened? No, facts.
I can't put any more hormones in my body. In the last year, the way it's affected
Cadia Junior.
Yeah, probably. The way it's affected me and affected my body, even till now, I don't like it. And I was having this discussion with my sister and my aunt, and she was like, "So what? You're just out here," kind of thing. And I said, "Look, we're careful and we know what we're doing, and you know we're not silly, but obviously we're not also naive to knowing the effects. However." My sister was like, "Oh, why don't you try this?" I'm like, I'm sick of trying everything. I don't want no hormones in my body. I want my body to be free of hormones for at least a year. So, and then, you know,
I think it's good to take a break from.
I'm definitely on a break
from that as well.
And prior to that, I had the conversation. Obviously, it's my choice, but I've said to her, I was like, "Look, this implant is coming out. I'm not putting it back in. We need to have a bit of a break. I need to make sure my body can regulate." And it's nice to say I've, you know, got on my cycle back. I'm very
all right.
happy.
So with this new gel thing, whatever, is it only when you're gonna have sex, or is it like a monthly thing? Like,
that's the thing. It didn't.
I don't know how long it's meant to be in your system.
I think it's kind of weird because it's a new study. Because it's potential. It basically apply daily. Sorry, I did read it.
Daily. No.
How can I trust man to? Obviously, you create like daily. So there could be a day that we're having sex and you are, babe.
Oh man, forgot. I used the Dove cream instead of the cream.
Fool. You know what I mean? We're on holiday, I didn't know which one was my contraception or the sunblock. Still, no.
I know you only had like 100 mils. Like I forgot it, innit?
Yeah, stop it.
It all sounds a bit dangerous.
Way too dangerous.
Alongside that, me personally, as much as I don't like hormones, I'd rather just be rags, raw, no pun, sorry Reese, or I'll take the birth control. I wouldn't want him to. It sounds bad because a lot of women don't want to mess with their hormones.
Men won't take it.
What?
No, it's not even that. I just don't think I don't think it's safe for anyone to mess with their hormones. But because there's been a load of things that's been out there and tested for quite some time for what women have been taking for God knows how long now, a new study for men to come in and take a hormonal whatever, and you don't know if there's any side effects or what, I just wouldn't trust it for my partner.
That's got to be out for like at least.
It's got to be out for a while.
For at least 20 years for me to even think about that.
It's the same as the flipping. I feel the same about that as I did the COVID shit.
Yeah, no.
Like I was never taking that because I was like, it hasn't been out long enough. I don't know enough about it. I don't care what you've told me. This COVID has come out of nowhere, and then all of a sudden now this injections come out and vaccine.
Yeah.
It just wasn't sitting well with me, and this. Obviously, good luck to other people who want to test it, but this doesn't sit well with me either. I would have to have seen it for quite some time. Like
and daily.
No. Potential father of my kids. Like, what do you mean? Then all of a sudden, his body functions was fine, and then all of a sudden, he's always got low sperm count, so it might be really hard to conceive. No, good night.
Yeah, what's stopping my...
Because it reduces it.
That's scary to me.
And you put it on daily.
And to put it on daily, that could be that could be damaging like down the line.
Killing sperm daily.
Yeah, no, it sounds.
Because when they say reducing it, that's exactly what they're doing, and obviously,
let my sperm live, man.
Men can have sperm for longer than women would have their eggs, but I still wouldn't, because you don't know what your sperm count is already. There could be men that have a lower sperm count than others, and. It just doesn't sit well with me. And, you know, I care about my young men. And what you're going to hear next is that, you know, risks and case are going to be high in black men.
Exactly.
That's what I feel
All
like.
of a
I feel like
sudden,
it'll be something like that, and I
all of a
care
sudden,
about
like, joints
my
ain't
black
working no
kings
more.
and
Men-
their
like
joints.
mental health or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
All of a sudden, you know.
30
Do
and
more
you can't-
research.
30
How
and
about
you
that?
can't conceive. Yeah, now stop.
Yeah, do more research
High
on that.
risk of prostate cancer, all that. Hey, listen, man.
Yeah, it's
Slow
enough
down,
already.
Chargy, slow
We're
down.
all right. All right,
Slow
we're
down.
all right.
All right, I've got like a pick 2 choices out of 5 here.
Ooh, love these. We should
Alright.
do one of these once a week. I love it.
Okay. So number 1 is. You right there? I don't know what you're trying to say.
Fingers on the blower.
You're on the blower.
You have to tell someone on some pod, you know.
Oh.
Yeah, sorry about that.
All right, number 1. Remember, you can only pick 2. Happily married to your soulmate. Number 2, 25k a month. Number 3, spot reserved in heaven.
Huh?
A spot reserved in heaven.
Oh, yeah.
Number 4, end world hunger.
Gabs his face.
And
Actually,
number 5, rent free. What are you picking?
what
wants-
two?
Who wants to go first?
And world hunger.
Is that your? That's okay.
You can only pick two.
Yeah. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
What's the second one?
I know what my first is. I'm just trying to think of my second.
25k a month. I
Yeah,
can do
yeah.
stuff with it.
Yeah.
I think those would be my two. Because mine was between, obviously, end world hunger goes without saying. The whole, what was the one before that? My face
Spot
was like
reserved
this.
in heaven.
Yeah, my face like this for time. I was like, what?
That's
And
my
the whole-
afterlife.
I'll work for
Marrying my soulmate, that does not make no difference to me because I'll be with my soulmate regardless.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would say 25k a month. Is that on top of your wages?
No, it's just 25k a month.
No, but that's just not wages. That's just
That's just 25k.
so I get my wages. I get 25k a month. I don't care about living rent free.
Yeah, but you think I'm working if I got 25k a month?
I like working,
I do too. I can find different work.
but then again, 25k a month. I ain't got to worry about rent.
Yeah.
Yeah. 20. That is not hard.
No, it's not when you think about it. But I saw some people say
Oh,
the
but
25k, and some people say spot reserved in heaven. I'm like, no.
The spot won't be reserved for you in heaven if you don't end world hunger. Ain't nobody gonna care. You chose to.
But then some people can say they can get the 25k and let's say the soulmate thing, and they can do things to try and end world hunger with their 25k a month.
No, because end world hunger is just a definite. It will end if you choose that.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean you have to go to extreme lengths
That'd
to
be
do this.
that'd be such a
That'd be nice. You ain't got to see no one starving
yeah. That'd be
at
mad.
all.
That'd be actually
That's
mad.
that's a big. I don't know anybody in the right mind that wouldn't choose that. But then again, you choose that, and then you've got money.
All right, so I was talking to my friend the other day, and he was just like, Mark, I know you're private and everything like that, and he knows that I'm funny with like people just turn up to my yard unannounced, and then I was just like, all right, but who are you allowed to come to your yard unannounced?
Oh, that's
Besides
easy.
the postman, Amazon delivery,
Unannounced.
online food shop and whatever, who showed up to your yard unannounced and you're letting them in?
Well, let me go from a perspective if I lived on my own, because obviously I don't live by myself, so it's different. But then again, in any scenario, my sister, like, it doesn't matter who I live with, she can come to my house unannounced. I don't have business, no one, don't need to say nothing. If I live with Elle, if I live with no. But anyone that can come to my house unannounced, 100% is going to be my sister. To be honest, I would say any of my family, but any of my immediate family, which means just, I know it sounds bad because what family can turn up and to be honest, it probably is going to be family.
For me,
I'm very, friends, family, because let me know if you're coming around, because you don't know if I'm with my man, whatever, you don't know if I'm appropriate, if I'm dressed, I'm in, but if my sister was to say, oh, I'm outside, I don't care what it's for. Like, for you to come unannounced is probably a reason. Do you know what I mean? Am I thinking too much into it? Or you just mean for your own privacy, who wouldn't you be bothered?
You answer what you feel comfortable with.
I think it's my sister. I would say my immediate family, but there's obviously quite a few in my immediate family. But I would say, goes without saying, my sister, my aunt, and Elle. Like,
okay.
if I'm obviously not living with him, then yeah. But
Gabs, you send up to your yard unannounced.
Do you know what? When I was living in uni, everyone used to turn up to my house unannounced. So, I'm not gonna act like I'm.
It's weird.
Yeah,
I come from an open door policy home as well. So
I used to be in uni, and I'll be asleep in my bedroom, and I'll wake up and someone will be on my bed.
Hey yo.
So
some people catch cases for that.
Like literally, so.
So someone was there just sitting on your bed, just waiting for you to wake up.
Waiting for me to wake up, or sitting on my computer, by my computer desk, just on the computer.
No, did he?
Just.
Perched on the corner like Tinkerbell.
Yeah, just in my room or just.
You showed him stroking your leg or something.
I can't remember the amount of times I've woken up to like a. It's strange actually. Yeah, because for me, I welcome anyone. Anyone can just pull up whenever. Like,
do you know what? I like the feeling of. I think as I've got older, I like the feeling of privacy. Yeah. But there are people. Do you know what? If I'm close to you and we're close, then I would say if there's a reason that you need to turn up, then you can turn up. If you're just coming here to look in my face, what are you doing?
Yeah, I say.
But I don't know people that would do that anyway, so it's hard for me to answer that question. But you guys, like all that you that I pod with, if for any reason you turn up unannounced and it was for a valid reason, you wouldn't anyway. But let's say if you was, I don't know, if you was in trouble.
Most people wouldn't though.
You don't live around.
If you was in trouble,
you don't live around the corner.
Yeah, no, but I'm saying if you was in trouble and I lived up the road to you. 100%.
My answer is nobody. Absolutely nobody.
But I think people know that because I wouldn't turn.
Don't turn up to my
unannounced. Someone's house unannounced. That's crazy.
That means you feel comfortable enough to not even let me know you're coming down. Don't get me wrong. I've got friends that say, "Oh, I'm in your area. What you up to?" That's fine. That's cool.
But like, ding dong.
But just no.
I used to get waked first year, second year uni, bro. I had no time to myself, like no.
Yeah, because you're sleeping and someone's by your bedside.
It's like my house.
Yeah,
you're lucky I'm not talking about that even further because that's mad.
Oh no! Like obviously my room was.
Imagine sleeping and then.
Yeah, I'd be mad.
Then you wake up and someone.
I don't like people in my room without my consent on the best of times anyway.
The way our house was in uni is we used to host loads of people, so we used to host people.
Yeah.
And did you have PJs or are you one of the people that like to sleep like?
My joggers and t-shirts or something.
Do you know what though? I get that from coming from an open door policy household. A lot more when I lived at home with my granddad and my granddad was there. It was very much everyone would just everyone would just be able to like come round. And I guess that's changed a little bit more now. It's my aunt and her partner that live there. There's a little bit more privacy. But I've been used to that since I was young, to the point where I might wake up and there's people downstairs.
Yeah, no, people.
There won't be strangers. It'll be like aunts or uncles or just people in it. And the same is like my partner, like Elle's house now. He's got very much an open door policy.
I love the way you just always say his name now. Before, you just say my partner and that.
Do you know what? Because I say it so much, and he's a part of the pod. So yeah, but he ain't on social media. I can find him anyway. It's private life. But anyway, because I say it just comes out, and I know I've said it once or twice before. It's not nothing to hide, but it's he's from that kind of like background as well. So I'm used to, if I'm at his, I'm used to being at his, and family will just pop round. Some people might call it's just natural, but I think for me, I've always said, when I'm living on my own, there will only be certain people that can do that because I will be entitled to my space, and I'm a nudist, so I don't want to have to get dressed last minute. Oh shit, someone's downstairs. I'm not dressed.
See, when you say are you talking butt naked in your house?
Yeah.
Or see.
Sometimes butt naked. Like if I've just come out the shower and I want a bottle of water, I will just walk naked in my. Do you know what I mean? But 9 times out of 10, it will just be t-shirt and my. Nah, it will just maybe like I don't know underwear or just like.
Yeah, nah. Frying plantain naked is a sport. That's crazy.
What?
I wouldn't do that.
I've never done it in my life.
That's one thing I can't do.
No.
Frying food.
I can't cook
Cooking naked is crazy.
or fry anything naked. Like no, absolutely not.
Just
ridiculous.
Yeah, no, just joint swinging.
Well, I don't have one of those, so I wouldn't know.
Yeah,
but,
nah, for real.
You know.
Oh, you got a joint. It's just a tiny one. Women have them, but they're just.
Do you know what?
It is a joint.
I had this conversation with my other half the other day, and the way he come across and said it, I was laughing because I was like, why does guys like to say this? They're like, women have a little.
Yeah, they do
something
have a joint.
as well.
Like, literally.
And I'm like, oh my gosh,
it's inside out and it's smaller.
That's exactly what he said, and I was like, it's not the same thing.
It's like a small. Never mind.
I'm gonna tell him this afterwards because he's gonna laugh because he's like, see, because we was arguing about it, and I was like, yeah, I get what you're saying, but it's not the same thing. Like, it's just. He was like, the way he said it as well.
No, it is the same thing.
He was winding me up because I was like, no, he's like, yeah, you used to have little willies.
Yeah, because when a man wants to become a woman, they split the man's thing,
exactly.
and then
it is the same thing. It's literally the same thing. Like,
wow,
boy,
you have small dick.
Well, that's what he said. He was like, you got little willies, and I was like, oh, shut up, man.
Little joints.
Little willies. I was like, what? He was like, and he was like, just a tiny one. I was like, no. I'm embarrassing the boy now, sorry, babe. But
just a tip.
He's like, just a
tiny,
tiny willy.
Little, little
then again,
tip.
Some women apparently, when you watch certain porn,
got a fatter one.
You've got women that got fat ones that look like a tiny dick.
Joints. Yeah.
How do we get
women that take testosterone, like steroids and that?
No, it's just
the joints grow.
Also,
girls have that. They have that pump toy thing where they could. Do you know what I'm saying? They could.
Oh wait, true. That's very true.
Yeah.
Gabs knows this because he knows a lot about that industry.
What do you mean? I know a lot about.
Yeah, because I swear one time we was meant to deep dive into your former background.
I feel like we should deep dive in that background when everyone's here, especially
I don't mind.
I hate to miss that.
I don't have anything involved in that industry.
Actually, let's deep dive into it now.
Nasty little industry. No, I don't. To be fair.
Look at him trying to like.
Well, you don't want deep dive in that one, mate.
Not now.
Not there. Maybe another time, innit?
Another time. Fuck it. Maybe
Fight it.
That's what you used to do, innit? Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway.
No.
He even said yeah.
Yeah.
Man said yeah. All right. Let's get into something like this. I think this would be interesting to talk about. How do you conduct your own self-healing? As in, let's say you've had a bad week, bad month, or whatever. How do you get back to trying to get back to your normal self? Like, what methods do you do? Obviously, everyone's different. Some people may want to be around their friends and family. Some people may want to be by themselves or just come off social media. Like, there's different ways that people self-heal. So we'll go around and ask the question.
I'll start because it was, well...
You brought it up.
One thing I wanted to bring to the team, you know what I mean? Yeah, it's just obviously, as I said at the beginning of the pod, I'm doing I'm self-healing in different ways and stuff. So I just wanted to know how other people wanted to conduct their self-healing. For me, for example, I think self-healing for me, and I think I'm talking on the scale of just off of the back of going through loss recently and... loss in within my partner's family, but someone that obviously I've had a certain closeness and interaction with as well. So it kind of touched everybody within, outside, and the extended family. Mm-hmm. And I guess it was because in the midst of it, I was kind of in the middle of what was going on. It wasn't like you just hear something and you're sad about it. You're in it because you're in with the family. So it's just... And I think for me, it was more self-healing for just, I think myself, like, without going into too much details, it was bringing back a lot of memories and feelings from how I felt with, like, my mum passing. And the situation was quite similar. It wasn't exactly the same, but it was quite similar for her children, what they was going through. The only difference was they're a bit older. They're now going through, the process of planning everything, whereas when I was younger I didn't really have to plan much because I was 15, 16 I think, just so I was very young. But it brought some feeling back, and obviously for me I was like, well, it's not all about me, but you can kind of feel how everyone else is feeling. And obviously it took a really heavy toll on like my partner, which meant for us in our relationship, I think it was more, it puts little tests to see how you deal with grief within your partnership. And obviously he's gone through grief and I've gone through grief like separately, but I think this was probably the first one where it was something that had kind of impacted like both of us. And I guess, you know, some people, one might take it more than the other, but it's just, I guess for me, how we would come together about it, how we would probably heal. And I guess it just, it's been a weird time. But for me, I think, I don't know if I'm going to sound like a sane person or a nutcase, but I think just getting on with life has been the easiest thing for me, and working. And I would say this like...
Would you say you're the kind of person that will not bury yourself in work, but...
I always occupy my mind with other stuff.
Be distracted, or like you like to keep busy?
And I do it, and sometimes I'm like, okay, KJ, you got to realise you can't do everything. Because sometimes I'm like, oh yeah, I'll be back this week, and then I'll come back and I realise, okay, shit, I really shouldn't be here. Or in the office, and I'm like, okay, I shouldn't. But just baby steps and preoccupying myself with stuff. I've always been like that though, and especially with loss, and especially when it comes to like my mum, it was very much like, I didn't go to school because I didn't want to be around everyone and have the questions.
Yeah.
But at home, I was always doing something, always hands-on, always helping, or just keeping myself going, just to help my sanity. And I think for healing process, my sanity is the most, same for everyone, but my sanity is the most important thing. Because if that goes and I don't have that, then I'm head loss. Like, I can't...
But for you, what happens when things are a bit slower?
What do you mean? Like, there's nothing to kind of occupy yourself with?
Do you then go into a thought process?
Yeah, I have to go for a walk. I'd have to make sure I go to the gym. And that's one thing I haven't actually done, because I've been back and forth doing everything else. I've realised this is usually the time where I'll make sure I'm like in the gym more. I haven't really done that. Everything else. But work, that's why I say thankfully work has just been, it's the new month of, you know, the new role. And I was like, yeah, I'm just going to make sure I'm doing this. And, you know, I guess just doing other things in my life where I'm just making sure I'm keeping busy and growing and elevating myself, it's helped. But I think if things were slow paced, I probably would be like, in my head, like, what am I going to do? And then, yeah, I'd probably break down more. But I think naturally I would just make sure I find a way to keep myself afloat, because I can't allow myself to go in that place. I am, but I think I could be worse.
Do you feel that because let's say you've dealt with it before, does it make it easier, or you're just like, this is a different...
No, it's different every time. But
Yeah.
It's like, okay, I know this feeling. And I think I was talking about it to Reese maybe yesterday, day before, and I was like, I fucking hate grief, man. And I think it's not like I'm the only one. Everyone does. I'm like, I hate it, because it's literally like, right, process, but just this is what we're going to go through again. And I hate it because grief affects everybody differently, and I can see it's affected like Elle the most in a way, I don't know if I'm saying this right, than I've ever seen him, because I've seen him deal with grief before, but not like this. So it's been harder for me
to see
him like that as well, and pick it. So that upsets me naturally, and I've just not wanted to be away from him, sort of thing.
Yeah, because that was the other thing I was like, because you've seen your partner go through that. I know some people, like, they want to give certain people their space, or then sometimes you want to be there for them, but there's sometimes some people are conflicted with how they should be there for them.
It's weird, because he's very much a person that he will deflect and he will want his space. But I think for this, initially at the beginning, I did give him his space for a little bit, about a week or so. And then since then, I've just obviously been there quite hands-on, just helping and being around when I can, because my mentality of doing stuff and getting things done has been a lot stronger than his at this time. So for me, I'm like, okay, it's my job to make sure that you're afloat, because it's his job to make sure his mum's okay, his sister's okay, and you know what I mean? So it's a knock-on effect, and then I'm like, okay, well, who's there for you? And then we're there for each other, sort of thing. So yeah, it's been, for me, that's been a test. And it's been, I like Gabs when he does his face.
No, you know why? It's refreshing to hear you say that, because it's like, it goes against what social media says relationships is about. It's just about guys spending on women and women spending on
That's
guys.
why I don't,
but
that's why I don't.
social media is not the real world, though.
That's why I don't do it.
No, that's why it's good to hear this. Like, it's good
not.
for you to put this out there, because
again,
I know
with
it's
the
not
social
like
media
that,
thing.
but it's, yeah.
Fair enough. There'll be times when, if I'm on holiday, you'll probably see me snap the world when I'm with my partner, or it's his birthday. Or we're going, like, doing something. You'll probably see the most of me putting us out there. But I wouldn't go out of my way to just post me and my partner out to dinner for the sake of it. Mm-hmm. Why? Like, unless, okay, yes, we know I like a holiday and I like to show people that I'm on holiday, but I'm not really going to be like, yeah, birthday, man, put me in this, that doesn't, no. The less people would see on social media about a relationship, I think it says more about that relationship. But again, yeah, our relationship is very much based on we're friends first before anything.
Yeah. 100%.
So before the intimacy, before, the arguments or dramas, we're friends before anything, and he's my best friend. So it's like, yeah, I'm going to pick you up because I know that's what you need. Mm-hmm. And a lot of women will probably sit there, maybe not a lot, but there are some women out there, the social media women, that will sit there and be like, yeah, man needs to be strong because men need to do this. But a strong man is a man that can show his emotions, A strong man is a man that can allow themselves
100%.
to rely on their woman to pick them up when they're not, because that's where I don't think people realise it. Most depression comes from.
It's strength and vulnerability.
A man that thinks they can't be vulnerable, a man that thinks they can't be down. That's a man. Because I always say to him, you need to make sure you're looking after yourself. You need to make sure, you're being strong for everybody else, but you can break down, that you can have your moment.
I think sometimes the way men have been brought up is like we cannot show emotions, we cannot show vulnerability because it seems weak.
Yeah, and it's not.
And we need to break them kind of things down. And I think this month is Men's Mental Health Month, I think.
I'm not even too sure.
I think it is.
Well, it's going into Pride Month,
I don't know, but
wasn't it?
But it's interesting for you
to
to mention the whole thing about healing and how your way you're dealing with it is to keep yourself busy, to keep yourself occupied, or making sure that your loved ones are taken care of and stuff. So that's an interesting way, and that's how you deal with it, or the best way that you know how to deal with it.
Yeah. Alongside that, I'm still doing my whole grieving, and do you know what I mean? But I think and I won't say it's in private, but for me, I'm not like a cry for help kind of person. Like, please help me. I'm dealing with. I'm not like that. Like, to grieve is to be like when you're around those people, and there'll be a moment, and there's loads of times when it's like, right, like this has just happened kind of thing. You talk about it, you'll break it down, or sometimes if it's like a group of us, or we've been prior to like it fully happening, we'll be at the hospital, we'll be discussing, and it was such a journey that first week, and then the week after was like just awful, and then just now is like the aftermath. So it's like, yeah, there's not a day that we don't sit and discuss what's going on, but it's just the grieving process. Like, there's always someone that's going to want to be like, wow, I can't believe it. Or there's always someone now that's only just heard the news, and it's like kind of you reliving it. And so again, that sometimes reliving it, people get upset all over again. And it's like, another thing is you just have to be prepared for what this means. Like, this next month or so, or even more, is going to be, stress. And then there's the planning around it. So yeah, I think that was just my main thing that I wanted to go on. Obviously, I went on a bit of a tangent, but I thought it was important because just, me, I bust joke and I chat shit, and I'm silly most of the time.
No, but this pod is about,
you
have a mixture of everything.
That's what's mainly on my mind, and yeah.
Gabs, how do you deal with, how do you conduct yourself with self-healing?
Honestly, for me, I'm just trying to think of times in my life, because I've always dealt with anxiety, so that's something I can always go through on a daily.
You said you've had like 1 or 2 panic attacks and stuff like that.
Definitely more than in my lifetime, over hundreds, thousands maybe. But
I know you mentioned about something about I think your dad didn't really believe it or until he's seen you or
so
I remember
quite a few people, because quite a few people didn't really believe. Like, especially when I was younger. But I've kind of learned, it might sound corny, but there's two ways I kind of self-heal. So I occupy myself, I make sure I'm busy. In a way, it's kind of it's deflecting. So not deflecting, it's pushing the trauma to the side to deal with something else. So that might not be the best way to deal with things, but it works temporarily.
Yeah.
Because it allows me to not feel those emotions. But honestly, I think for me, as crazy as it sounds, I listen to music that I was listening to when I was at my happiest.
Really?
And it works.
Wow.
It genuinely works. So when I tell people, like, music for me is not something I like. Music is a part of me. Music is therapeutic.
Yeah.
I remember, it's so random, but I remember, like, and this is like during uni times, so bizarre. So first year when I left to go to uni, it was my first time being away from, family and where I was living at the time. I didn't go to uni with friends, so I was really truly by myself. And the other guy that I was with, that I was cool with, he was living on the other side of the city. So, but we didn't know. We just thought Cambridge is small. Everyone's like local. So I remember when my parents dropped me to my house, and I was like, "Wait, hold on a minute. There's a farm. I've just walked through a field, and there's cows. There's farmers. The people next door to me are selling honey, eggs, and milk from chickens. I'm hearing chickens. I'm like, where am I? Like, this is crazy." And then my friend, I remember the guy that I went to uni. I didn't go uni with, but I knew him from college.
Yeah.
He's all snapping himself in where he's at, and he's in like the city, and like he's got everything around him, and I'm like, what part of Cambridge did I come to? What part of this uni thing did I sign up to? So I remember, that's funny. On the first night, it was Freshers Week event, and he was like, "Yeah, people at my accommodation are doing pre-drinks or whatever, so yeah, come down and whatnot." So I was like, "Okay, cool." So remember, I was trying to get down there, and I was like, "Hold on a minute, it's no bus pass. It's not Oyster cards. It's not. What bus do I get?"
Feels so out of pocket, innit?
I had to walk for an hour and 20 minutes. And
that's 20 minutes.
And that's when I realised, oh shit, I'm in hell. Like, I'm not even in the main part of Cambridge. I'm on like the outskirts. Basically, like the outskirts.
But I bet the housing was cheaper there.
Yeah, no, same price. Same price, because Cambridge is cheaper in general. But your brother would know the area. It was an area called Milton. And it's like near an area called Arbery. So it's like Cambridgeshire, not Cambridge. Ah. Yeah, so...
Oh.
Yeah. So I was in Cambridge. I was outside of Cambridge.
Nah, that's like Cambridgeshire, you know?
So I remember that when that happened, for the first, like, period of time, I've had, like, a bad anxiety attack one day where I've gone to sleep and there's no one in my house. So I was the only person, because all the other people were doing Freshers Week and other unis and that, so the house was empty. I was the only person in the house, and I just had a crazy anxiety attack. And then for a good 2-3 months, I felt I don't know the word. I think it's called derealization, right? Where your body feels, you don't feel associated to your body anymore. Like, you feel as if you're watching things happen from the outside. You don't feel attached to your body anymore. I didn't feel attached. I was waking up every day, like, feeling as if I was gonna die. I didn't feel as if things were real. Like, it was crazy. It was messed up.
That's mad.
And then I remember and then one day I woke up in the morning and there was a black guy in my kitchen. And he was like, yo, I was like, what? You live here, yeah? And I was like, yeah. He was like, yo, my name's Latrice. That was the only
I remember you mentioned
my guy
Latrice.
now. That's still my brother until this day. But, that was like my first like uni friend that I made. That's my brother till now, like close brother. And then I remember. Okay, cool. Then I moved. I went to go see my brother in Oxford. And then things were fine. And then on my way back, everything was just worse again. So anyway, cut long story short, in order to overcome it, I remember going home. And when I went home, I was fine. On my coach journey back, things were kicking in again. then on my headphones, like I remember
Was it the fact that you was away from home?
It was the fact I was away from home and things didn't feel real.
Yeah.
So I didn't feel real. Like, and my anxiety was at an all-time high. Now, when you have a really, really bad panic or anxiety attack, like the peak of panic attacks, you feel as if you've left your body completely. Like, you become so light, you just don't feel as if you're associated with your body anymore. And it's hard to explain it. Like, people I've described it to, they don't get it. But the only people that get it are people that I know that have taken psychedelics. Like, they get that kind of brain altering where it feels like that. Then, I remember, like, on my way back, a song from Wiley came on. And it was it was a song I didn't like. But it was a song that was out during the time when I was at my happiest.
Yeah, like some songs you have memories
exactly right
of that time frame and when it came out or whatever and what you was doing.
Right.
So yeah.
So I remember, and this is a song that used to come on back in the day all the time, and it was one of the first party songs he made after the Rolex Sweep. The one after the Rolex Sweep.
Oh my gosh! I
The one after the Rolex.
Did
it have some woman in it?
Yes.
I forgot the
I think
name
her name
of the track.
was Miss D.
Yes.
Miss D. Yeah.
Yes,
yeah,
I know what
yeah.
track you're talking about, but I can't remember the actual title of the song.
So I remember the song comes on. It was winding up girl is the vibe I love. So
Yeah.
I remember that's come on and I'm like, oh shit, this is like when I was happy. And so literally when I got back to Cambridge. Yes.
That's it, yes.
Yeah. And then when I got back to Cambridge, I was fine. Literally, and then I became close to my guy Latrice, and then he showed me a quicker way to get to the city.
Yeah.
So where I was walking an hour 20 minutes, he showed me the shortcut to get there in 30 minutes, 40 minutes.
Oh, that's a shortcut, boy.
So he showed me all that, because he's been there for a year before I came.
Yeah.
So he's showing me
That's
everything.
that's a guardian angel right there.
So yeah, no, literally, if he wasn't there, bro, that experience uni for me would have been hell.
Yeah.
Because especially where we were, and it was my first year, I was thinking of leaving, but yeah, nah. So for me, it was music, revisiting music, and then there's only a second time where it's happened to me where, once again, like, I just had to go and listen to the music that, you know, I was listening to when I was at a good stage in my life, and it helped. So I would say music is important, man. Also, stay away from bad music as well, because I've listened to like Rod Wave for like a year straight, just listening to Rod Wave, and that's made me feel depressed.
Really?
Like, he's one of my favorite artists, but Rod Wave's like probably the most depressing artist that there is. All he talks about is death, dying, having his heart broken. Oh. Ain't you seen videos of like fans at his concerts crying and like, singing their hearts out? He's the big guy.
Wave, and wasn't he done a concert with Ari Lennox, right?
Yes, and they booed Ari.
Yeah,
his fan base don't. Yeah, his fan base are like depressed. Like there's videos like of the fans crying and singing because it's like he makes music for people that have lost people. Like, and he always talks about dying, and it's crazy. So, but he makes really good music. So I listen to him a lot. And I had to cut him out. I don't listen to him anymore. I had to cut him out on my Spotify.
Cut it out.
I had to cut it out completely.
So what you're saying? So what happens when you're not busy? I know you're generally normally busy, but then how do you deal with your problems or anything you're going through when you're not busy? Like,
I stay around people, you know. I stay around people, and people stay around me.
I think the kind of person you are.
That makes sense.
The people that you have in your life generally have. You've got real ones, or you've got people that their energy matches yours.
100%. Like, I say this to people all the time. Like, I don't want to talk about it for too long, but people say having big friendship groups isn't good. There's 20...
Yes and no.
Yeah, I would say there's pros and cons to that.
There's 25 of us in this, like, let's just say like my group chat. There's 25 of us. All of us are brothers. When we go out, it's a vibe. Even when we step out and there's loads of us, like, and we're on like one road or something, people walk by and it's like, oh, I want to see what's going on. I remember the other day we went to Sushi Cafe
Yeah.
and a guy walks by. I think it was a gay guy actually. He was a gay guy to be fair, and the girl walks by. Oh my days! What's going on? Like, I want to be with you guys. You all smell nice and look like you're having fun.
You all smell nice, you know.
Like, we're just
Stop
for
it.
us. Like, I just like we've got a good group of people, and the people that are around, we're all very similar. We're all very similar, and we all put each other first. And I think that is the trick to having a good friendship group. Don't make friends with selfish people. People make friends with people that are selfish.
Yeah.
But if everyone puts each other first, that means there's never going to be a stage in that friendship group where you feel isolated and where you're not getting what you're not being treated. Because if everyone's treating each other good and everyone's putting each other before themselves, you're always going to be looked after.
Yeah.
Because when you're going
That's
through a
true.
bad patch, it means all 24 of them are going to look after you. Because they're so used to putting other people before themselves. And that's the way we operate, man. Like, treat people, look after people before you look after yourself. Not all the time, of course, but that's the way it we kind of operate. So yeah, I'll say having a good friendship group is important for me, and it's definitely worked out for me, man.
Yeah, that makes sense. I like that.
Yeah. For me, I think I've tried different things. I've tried therapy. I've tried counselling. I've tried, but then for me it was a weird one because like after COVID, I did notice I did suffer from like social anxiety. So it was a weird for me to adjust to that. Like literally, I'll be like getting ready to go out and then doosh.
You just don't. You're like,
I'm just like, oh my gosh, like I start sweating. I start like getting scared.
Yeah.
And sometimes I push through it, and other times I was just like, sorry,
Oh
I
my
can't
God.
come, I can't make it.
Does the social battery thing affect you? Like, you know when people say like the social battery is running out.
Yeah.
Does that happen? Like when you're
Like I find it
That is
draining
happening to me
sometimes
so
to be
much
around
lately.
too many people, or like if I'm always talking, like let's say after pod and someone wants to call me and talk to me, I'm like,
Yeah, good night.
like,
Hey, what are you doing? Oh, just on my way phone from pod. Ring.
it's like, come on, man. It's just,
That's my
Sometimes people
That's
just
my
call it the
thinking
wrong
time, you know.
time.
yeah.
You know when you want to listen to music on your way.
I don't want to listen. I don't want to listen to no one about their day. I
wanna
just
just
don't
chill.
want it. And I know it may sound selfish to some people, but sometimes I need my me
You need
time.
it. No,
Yeah, you
100%.
do.
It's how I recharge sometimes, and I think not always, but sometimes I have suffered in relationships because I'm sometimes so used to being with me, I have to try and balance family, love life, friends,
Yeah.
work,
It's difficult, man.
other stuff, and I'm just like, when do I get my time?
Your
Like I have to
I
fit
think I went
my
through
time
that in
in
the
that,
beginning.
and then you want to text me throughout the whole day, then you want to speak to me in the evening. I'm like, yo, I need.
Absolutely not. If we're texting throughout the whole day, we can unwind. Like I can unwind and watch my shows, and I get it because I love chatting. I love being around people. But when I finish on a day of work, especially when it comes from sales, I was on the phone. No. Laptop down, in the bath, candles, then in my room, eat my dinner or whatever, TV, bed.
Yeah.
In that time, I may text people, but I'm not going to be on the phone. And I'm not going to be on the phone to my boyfriend because naturally, not by force, we might just text throughout the day. So if I've texted you 2 hours ago, I'm not calling you now unless it's something important.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of women don't understand that. And I'm a chatty woman, but if I'm feeling some type of way, like emotional, I might want to call my sister for some comfort. Maybe I might call, Elle for some comfort. It depends, or one of my friends, but it's very rare. Women need to learn.
Yeah.
We don't want. Listen, the men don't want to chat on the phone. It's not 2 weeks in talking stage no more.
For me, I'd rather chat in person, like over the
Yeah.
phone.
I
Like,
prefer chatting in person.
Sometimes okay, but just catch me in the right time, innit? That's all I ask anyone. Just catch me in the right
Yeah.
time. If it's not the right time, you're not gonna get the full version of me.
If I call Mark, I know what time it is. Like, I'll be like, hello. And I'll pause because I'm like, I want to hear his response. Like, if I call him, it's like, hey, babe, you're right. I'm like, okay, yeah, this is cool. I'm like, hey, and he goes, hello. So I'm like, oh, you're right. And then if I do need to ask something, which I do, I'll ask it quick and I'll get off the phone. But then sometimes there's been times when Mark might want the conversation. I'm like, okay, yeah, I can hang about. Or if we've had our pod meetings, me and Mark will be on the meeting at the end. Like, everyone's drifted off. The meeting's done.
Yeah.
We'll be on the end chatting. And it might just naturally go into a conversation. Then we'll talk about things that, you know, we need to catch up on and stuff. And then that's that. Or if we've all had a draining day and we're like, quick debrief, cool, all right, see you on Wednesday. Then everyone lock off.
Yeah,
That's when you know.
exactly.
So I get it, and I completely get it. And I think men just need to find a woman that's like me.
I like peace. I
You hear that?
I like
They
peace.
need to find a woman like me.
I like peace.
But
also
in the sense of women that know how to leave you alone.
But also, music is a big part of my life. I've always had music, whether it was me dancing, whether it was me like making beats.
Forget about that.
Now I've set like once a week I'm gonna try and do like creative writing, what I used to do back in the day.
That's good.
So that's something that I used to heal about, or like write anything that's on my mind that I may not.
You had a journal.
Not a journal, but I did write like a diary story thing.
I remember you saying that.
O wants me to like try and make it into a book, but it's so personal that to the point where I'm just like,
You'd have to alter a few things.
I would have to change my name and everything.
Yeah.
But it's something
name
I thought about, and it's something I
everything.
did speak about with my therapist as well. So I want to just go back into just writing, free writing, and whatever comes from that is whatever comes from that.
Free your
Like even
mind.
making music. Like
Yeah.
sometimes I just muck around, make beats, and I'm not doing it to like sell it. I'm just doing it because I just feel good
form of therapy.
doing it.
Yeah. No, 100%.
Watching films, watching TV shows is another thing for me. I get lost in watching things, so whatever I'm dealing with, I can just put that aside, watch something, and to entertain me or whatever. Go in cinemas. I probably go like sometimes once or twice, or maybe 3 or 4 times a month. But then at work, I have the opportunity to watch films at work.
Films at work. Yeah.
So I think the next one we're watching is Despicable Me 4, I think.
I'm dying to see that.
So-
I need to watch Free properly. I was watching.
So things
The
like
Office
that
the other
just-
day.
makes me more at ease, or like talking to family members, or sometimes just being around people I love and care about and not even talking about my issues.
And just 100%.
I'm just enjoying my time with that
just
person,
enjoying
like-
that person.
Yeah, well, go on. Like even my best friend, she's got a daughter, and she's like 6. Anytime I spend time with them two, it's just like heaven. Like literally, like the banter is just fully there, and her daughter just loves me off, and we just catch so much jokes, and I just love that environment. Like she calls me uncle. Like me and her just. It's weird because she's 6, but she's going on like she's 14. Like she's so smart.
Smart,
She clocks like sometimes we played Monopoly with her, and she catches on to everything that's happening. So I love that relationship I have with her and my best friend. So things like that, it just makes me appreciate my life more. Because I've gone through things where I didn't really like my life. I didn't know where I was going in my life. Didn't have a roof over my head, and I was just like, where am I going? So for me, sometimes I'll just look back on what I've achieved or what I've done, and it just makes me go, you know what? I'm not that bad.
You're not that bad, exactly.
But then I've also suffered from like, is it imposter syndrome?
I think so. Oh my nose.
Where
Yeah.
people will rate me as a photographer. I just don't see it in myself.
Okay. Yeah.
So I'm just like, what do you see that I'm not seeing?
Yeah.
And it's weird to talk to someone about it, because it's like, Mark, your pictures are amazing. I'm like, nah, I could do better.
I think
Like,
Mark's
more
thinking
from
it's
yourself.
alright, but
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
say it all the
Loads
time.
of
I'm like,
creatives go through
wow.
that where I think it's for the most part, it is judging yourself too harshly.
I am very hard on myself
Yeah,
when it comes to
it's
things like that.
It is being very hard on yourself.
Yeah.
I think as well, like, just another thing, like, quickly is when you're allowed to be a child again, right? In certain moments, that is also therapeutic. So, for example, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
For example, I remember randomly the other day was with a man when we was watching WWE. And bro, I was crying. I've never felt so, like, bro, the amount of laughter, how happy we was. And then, like, you go on Twitter and people be like, oh, grown people watching WWE. Oh, why is a big man?
Why are you trying to police people?
People say it all
Yeah.
the time. People
It's the
say,
people that do that.
why do guys game? Why do guys
Yeah,
still play
big man at
football?
your age.
Why
Playing-
do men
playing
like
video games.
FIFA?
you should be talking about having kids and getting married.
No, but you
Why?
shouldn't,
Shut
because
up.
that's the whole beauty of
If you
it.
understand how hard life is,
Yeah.
if you understand the essence of life, it's honestly.
Am I hurting anybody?
Yeah, you're
like,
like it's honestly enjoying the smallest of things.
I could
and
still get my
why
Barbie
not?
dolls out and brush their hair and play with them a little bit. I still would.
Yeah, why not?
oh, okay. I thought you said you still do it.
No, like
I would if I.
No,
to
but-
be honest, when
No, but
I have my
but I-
nieces,
but I hear
my
you.
nieces
No,
around,
you're not.
I still
You're not harming
do.
anyone. No one's like if you was to have a Barbie doll right now and be stroking a Barbie doll or whatever, or Hello Kitty or whatever it is.
I love
that
Hello
people
Kitty.
might like, right? Bro, you're not
I'm a
harming
huge
anyone.
Barbie fan. I think we all know that though,
Yeah,
so
like-
it's true.
You're not harming anyone, so I don't care. I see people say like, "Is Nicki Minaj aware of the age she is? She's 40 something or whatever." Little things like that.
Yeah, that
And in
don't
my head,
bother me.
In my head, I'm like,
I get it.
no. In my head,
I get
no,
it.
In my head,
I get it for the fact the music that she puts out. There's nothing adulty about
No,
what she puts out.
I get
I know what
that,
you
but
mean.
then at the same time, there's certain things I look at and I'm like, man, you sort of really expect like when people reach a certain age to just read books of glasses and talk about getting married and have kids and like, bro, calm down.
There-
There's a
there-
lot of
there
stuff
is-
going
there
on in
is-
the
I
world,
read
like-
I
books
feel
with my
like
glasses
on social media there is
I read novels.
a age
But that's-
thing,
yeah, like
an age limit that you should have this
Yeah.
or you should be doing this, or like, how comes you ain't doing this? You're this age now. Like,
MF Doom was in his 50s, still wearing a mask and still keeping up a comic character.
Mate, some
right?
of my friends
and
still
still
call
making
me- Mm-hmm.
music from several perspectives. Live life,
like
man.
I like weird, not weird stuff, but the fact that my youngest brother, he's into boxing. He does boxing sometimes. So when there's a boxing match, we'll call each other or we're together,
Same,
and
I do
we
that with my
we
oldest brother,
deep
yeah.
dive into boxing, and I love that about our relationship that we have.
Yeah,
but
same.
My partner's still like that with his
It's
friends.
just weird. Like, stop trying to police people
Yeah.
that got nothing to do with you.
To do with you, let the people enjoy.
Like, people will probably say now, like, the age I'm at, oh, what are you doing podcasting for? I'm like,
Hey,
'cause I
you know
enjoy
what?
it.
There's loads of women that do that. Like, boys, if he's got a podcast, then you know what
Red
kind of
flag.
man it is. Red flag. Why has every boy got a microphone? Like, bro,
but then you're screaming
don't
that you
get-
want
I
men
don't
to
get that.
talk.
I don't
You
get
want
that.
men to talk more.
I think it's good for men to have a platform where they
Yeah.
can talk, whether it's serious, it's banter, or whatever. It's they're talking.
What do these people do that talk about being serious and never having fun? What do you just do? What do you do? Like,
Yeah, but it gets boring.
Stare
It
at a
gets
wall.
boring.
stare at a wall. What? Have sex? What else? What other adult stuff are you doing? Like,
Stare at a wall, have sex,
Like-
cook a dinner,
yeah, like literally, like cook a dinner.
go on a holiday.
Yeah,
like
do
it's
you know what I'm
boring.
saying?
Like I like to sit there and
Water
say
the
like,
plants.
yeah, water the plants,
What else?
water the
like,
plants,
what
read a
else?
book with your glasses on.
Read the yellow
Sometimes,
pages. What the
sometimes
fuck,
I do want to be an adult, and I do enjoy a good book.
But-
I also enjoy being silly.
Thank
like
you.
I like
I like the
again,
balance of
You
like,
should
I like
enjoy
being
laughing,
around-
enjoy
Yeah.
laughing, playing around, and having fun.
I like being around the kids and
That's
that
all
I've got
that
in my
matters.
life. Like they
I think
keep
kids
me young as well.
Yeah, kids keep you
kids
young.
keep it. Yeah.
Literally, I call my boy, and I'm like, he's got 2 kids.
Oh, I know what you're gonna say.
Oh,
Yeah,
this
and I
one.
like-
Is this a shout up one?
Yeah, and easy and Naya, I'm cool with her. She's like the girl. I'm cool with her, like little girl. And Joshua,
And
like
the boy
he's
like,
like
"Shut up."
he's like the boy. So he'll come on the mic, gonna be like hi or something, bro. Shut up, like, just, like I like doing it, and then he'll reply back, and do you know what I'm saying? I like messing around. I like having fun. Like even sometimes Harley will be like, "Oh, you troll too much. You're always trolling." Yeah, I like doing it. I like doing it. I troll
Let me troll.
I troll my little brother now. I troll my mum. I
Yeah.
troll everyone. I like having fun. Like just
Let
people
me
need
be.
to chill out and have fun. If you want to treat life like it's so serious and you got to be serious all the time, that's good for you, bro.
It's
Yeah,
true. I
I've-
couldn't
I've-
be like that.
I've always said, like, in going into any relationships, like, I can't be serious like 24/7.
100%.
It'll do my brain in.
Yeah, no, it's too tough.
I gotta laugh. I gotta
be. An
I gotta do
idiot at
I
some
gotta do
point.
stupid things sometimes.
It's too tough,
Sometimes
yeah.
like, and that's again. I've spoken about it quite a bit on the episode today, but I'm so grateful I'm with the person that I'm with because I am a fool, and I think everyone knows that. I'm very mature and I can be very responsible when I need to be, but when I don't need to be and it's just me and
Yeah,
him.
then fuck it. Well,
Sometimes,
yeah.
sometimes I'm the biggest kid, but I'll sit there and sometimes it will annoy him, but he's used to it. I'll be like, just outburst, like just shout something at outburst, like I've got Tourette's. Because sometimes we're chilling, I'm like, it's too quiet, man. Like, I'll just do something like that. And
No,
he's like,
no, sometimes
you're an idiot.
I'm just chilling and I feel, what way can I cause trouble today?
Yes,
Yeah.
I do.
I'm like that.
Do you know I do that in the office as well,
I
though?
just flick someone's bottom lip or
Yeah.
something.
I
Like,
do.
yeah.
Listen, I do it in the office, and sometimes,
Oh, people not. Yeah,
Me and my
I'm a clown in the
colleague-
office.
me and my colleague would do dumbness because he's like, I'm like, what are you doing? He'd be like that, and I'm like, what are you doing? And he'll influence me to do dumbness. So
But you need that though.
he'll be like, oh, go and tell so and so that the thing that they wanted is in the kitchen. What? Go tell the person. And then that person's like, oh, what? And I'm like, he was like, oh yeah, I don't know, like one of the managers told me to say that it's in the kitchen. They'll go down there and they'll be like, it's not. No, what kitchen did you go to? This level. No, you need to go to the one on floor 1 where the canteen is. Just sending people to do shit. Or sending a message, oh, bro, can you just help me? Can you just let me in? I haven't got my pass with me. Where are you? Oh, I'm on the ground floor, but they can't get through to reception. Send someone to ground floor, no one's there.
Yeah, we
stupidness, make people just do dumbness.
We do stupid stuff. Like, we know not to leave our laptops on and walk away because one will put all Big Mama's house on your screensaver and everything like that.
Honest to God, the laptop thing is flipping funny.
Yeah, it's
like, we will message someone else, like someone left their laptop. I don't know. She was on the phone and she went in a focus room, so she was next to us, and he was like, "Yeah, go on." So we messaged someone on the laptop and sent something to someone else, but we watched the person they messaged, and they was in like something, and they went like that, looked at us, and we're like, just pointed. So now they've gone to go find the person, and then they're like, "Bro, like, what did you call me?" And we're just busting up, sending people wild goose chases, and it's fun.
All right. Best way to self isolation. So how do you not deal with some people? What's your best ways of not dealing with some people? Do you avoid them? Do you tell them, look, I don't want to chat to you today, just piss off?
It
depends on the situation.
I think rather than people, I think with what I was trying to get at with that is, how do you, it's kind of the same as the first question, it's piggybacking off of it. And what is self-isolation to you, and how would you do it? Is it like cutting people off or stuff like that? For me, sometimes I'm like, well, certain people, I just can't be agged. I just can't be effed. Like, go away. Don't talk to me. Don't look at me. Don't speak to me until I want to interact with you. And that sounds so harsh, but do you know what? The way I've been feeling the last few weeks, I just feel like there's only a certain type of people that I either want around me or want to speak to. And those people will know because I would have spoken to them or whatever. Anybody else, sometimes my brain just can't take the mental capacity for some people. And I'm like that in life anyway. Sometimes I'm like, my brain can't take the mental capacity for you right now. So I'm just going to leave you there, and I'll come back to you when I want. If I'm going through something, it's very much like, to be honest, people who know me know me. If I'm quiet, I'm quiet. There's just, leave me be. Like, if you message me or call me, I'll respond and we'll talk. But other than that, I'm not going to like go out on my way to, in the group chat, like just start chatting and being silly like I usually am if I need my me time. That for me is self-isolation. Like, my isolation would be, and it wouldn't always be self-isolation, because sometimes, you know, me and my partner, we gravitate to each other, so I can't. Sometimes there's times when he's the only person I might want to be around. Or sometimes if it's just me and my thoughts, I'm just in my own space, me, myself and I. And again, music. I will do a deep clean in my room. I'll do some... Music is therapy, and like you were saying, TV shows and stuff like that. That's my way of self-isolating. If I just kind of want to escape from whatever is going on with me right now, then I've got my partner for that. And without having to explain, I just need to be around you right now. Like, he will understand it without me having to say. So I can sit there and, you know, we can be in each other's space for a while, or I could be at home with my aunt for an evening, and do you know what I mean? And sometimes it's isolating completely from everyone, or sometimes it's just the certain people you need. Sometimes I just need my sister, my partner, or my aunt, and it's mainly one of them 3 people. that I'm mainly around. And funny enough, here, when I come here, obviously I've been down recently, so it's not been the best environment for me to project onto other people. But where I feel more myself, again, this is like a place where I'm just like, if I've had a day of it, I can be here. Do you know what I mean? So for me, I guess it comes in all kinds of forms.
Like you said there, like I think with the pod, I think we've created a safe place where I think even Gabs has mentioned this. Sometimes he can tell when people are not in a good mood or whatever. But as soon as that record button comes on, or we start talking about certain things, it's just like the energy just goes up a level. Yeah, I came here. I'm not.
You come through the door. I was sitting here. I was like, and I went, what? And he just stood there and went. I was like, hug. Just looked at me. Didn't even have his arms out or nothing. Just stood in front of me there, and I'm like, someone needs a hug.
But yeah, like.
But then he packed up.
I do love the fact that we've been doing this for a while now, and 200 and so episodes. So we have created something that we feel safe enough. We feel okay enough to come here and talk about certain subjects, open up, be vulnerable, and self-isolation. To me, similar to you, either TV shows, films, certain people I don't mind being around. Other people I'll be like, you know what, not today, not this week, leave me alone.
You're good for telling people, so I just don't.
I know, sometimes I don't.
I know I'm not the kind of person to be like, oh, I'm not in the... Maybe if I'm talking to you guys, because I know how to do a lot of communication, I might be like, FYI guys, just for this week, I'm not around, but I'm still going to be doing X, Y, Z in the background. That's fine.
Like, I think with you and Reese, I do it the most. Like, when Reese is quiet, I holler at him. When you're extra quiet, I holler at you. Like, are you okay? Is everything all right? So I do that. I think just generally, I just do that. But my dad does it to me.
Yeah, my sister does it. She goes, "Where have you been?" And I'm like, "I'm here." To be honest, my friend Tyra, she does it to me quite often, and she's like, "Miss Small, just checking in." And she's done it to me a lot of late. Shout out to Tyra, my brethren. Yeah. But she does it a lot of late, and then I think I don't expect. I was like, everyone has to check in, because sometimes I might have conversations with my friends and it's normal, but I guess some more than others might just realise, and I'm like, yeah, or she might not have heard from me, so she's just checking in, and I don't see her every single day, but she'll check in. So. To be honest, they all do, but I just think at the moment, the person that I pinpoint the most is probably my friend, Tyra, and, my friend Erin as well. We've had a little bit of rough times between us in our own lives recently, and she's going through it, but she will be someone that's like, oh, I'm just making sure that such and such is okay, and I'm thinking, no, are you okay? Like, so there are people out there that are just... kind of just like that, and I have a lot of my friends that are like that, but yeah, some people do notice, and they're just like, and when people say it, I'm like, sometimes I'm like, no, I'm not okay. It's so funny, like sometimes, are you okay? I'm like, no, but then sometimes I think, how do I say it in a way where I don't want people to worry, I don't want to look like an attention
21 questions
seeker.
like,
Yeah,
what's wrong, what's up?
Don't want all that, but I guess it's easy if people know what's going on. I'll be like Reese would be like, how are you today? And I'm like, it is what it is, blah, blah, blah. Quick check-in. And then, but some people might just be checking in, don't know if I'm, the outs of what I'm going through. I'll be like, yeah, no, I'm good. Just keeping to myself at the moment. I've got a lot going on, but I'm all right. Like, I might just say that to reassure my friends I'm good. Mm-hmm. I'm not in a place where I'm like...
Yeah.
And it's just to let you know that obviously, yeah, I'm being quiet for a reason, but I'm fine. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, sometimes I just want to be like, no, I'm not okay. Fuck off. Nah, I'm joking. I won't be. But yeah, there's some people that just really annoy me and jar me, and I wanted to be like, how do you tell people, like, just fuck off?
Go away. Yeah.
Get out of my face.
What about you are?
It's difficult, man. For me, I don't tend to get... I don't know. Like, for me, it's not... The only time I get annoyed is... Or the only time I struggle with something like that is when I've got a lot of work to do. And then I get an influx of phone calls or an influx of messages, and that's when it's like, okay, listen, I'm trying to focus, or I'm in the studio and I'm getting a call, I'm having a session, I'm getting a call to do this or a call to do that.
I'm in the studio, man.
And it's yeah, that's when for me it's like, alright, cool, I want to tell people, allow it. Well, I can't, but yeah, nah. But for the most part though, when I'm just chilling, I'm cool. Like, I'm cool. Yeah, I'm cool.
I hear it. I love that.
Well, that wraps up episode 202. Follow on the links below. Don't be shy to like, man. Char. Like, I don't know what people like. They watch and don't like. I don't understand it. It takes you like a second. Just click the like thing.
Yeah,
But,
it's also as well.
Yeah.
On just off the back of that, on Spotify.
Oh, the comments. You can.
Yeah, comment. I'm gonna do.
Oh, you can comment on Spotify now.
Yeah, I feel like
Really?
we have Spotify listeners, and a lot of people probably just don't do
And it
that.
shows up.
Well, I would have to go into the Spotify podcast thing, but you can read the comments. Yeah.
Is that for songs as well, or just podcast?
I think it's just for podcasts.
I do it for podcasts. I listen to a football podcast, and they put like a little Q&A.
Okay.
So I think we've done that a couple of times as well, which I probably would do a bit more. But sometimes the Q&A, you need to be able to have listened to the episode, because it doesn't let you just answer. Yeah. You only get that option when you've fully listened to the app. So I'm like, who are your listeners? Are your listeners? Are your listeners really your listeners?
If they ain't,
Do you know what I mean?
So you like up
Are
the
these
team.
People who they say they are?
Yeah, share whatever you need to do. But yeah, we do appreciate the love that we do get. But yeah, just help us with the algorithms, man. Just like up the team.
Facts.
There's some weird things going on in TikTok right now.
The land of TikTok.
The land of TikTok is just very odd. So the algorithm is not algorithm in it. It sickens me to post on there, like to put up our content on there. But I mean, it's just dry at the moment. Sometimes the views are so much lower than usual, and I just think it's just the change of how the algorithm works. But it's
is it banned in America now?
Do you use other sounds? Do you use like other sounds?
No, because most sounds that I try to use, it doesn't allow it. It doesn't allow most songs.
Have you got a business account? Because if you do, change it back to a personal account. That's the main thing you need to do. I'll talk to you about that actually, because TikTok. Yeah.
Do you know why we've got a business account? Because it allowed us to put link and stuff in there, and the stuff that we needed in the bio. But maybe I'll change it.
But it's not important because a business account restricts the main use of TikTok, basically. Ooh. So I'll show you off. I'll show you off cam what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Because bare podcasts do it and it works. So yeah, I'll show you what it is.
Watch this next week. That's gonna be a ding.
No, it will.
Well, thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. We'll be back next week, hopefully with the full house. What's next week anyway?
Next week is, what do you mean, as in week?
When's the Euro start?
Next week, no, Euros is in 2 weeks.
It's 16th.
No, it's the 4th.
Oh, so next weekend then?
It's the full 8th. I'm going to be dipping and diving and going out and cutting bars and
pubs and whatnot.
I need to pre-book.
I'm going to get lashed, mate. I'm going to get lashed.
Bet you are.
What's it? Box Park, all that?
Yeah. Couple of beers, couple of cans.
I think I'm just going to be out here.
All right, people. Love, peace and happiness and all that good stuff.
Let's go.
Bye.
Peace. What are you going to say?
I was going to say, talk and live, walk and live.
No.
Oh, gosh.
No. Is it the braids?